How's it going, everyone? 3J here with an outward tips and tricks video. Today, we're going to show you how to build a Chakram class. Now, first things first, you cannot use a Chakram without mana. So in this first region here of Chersones, you need to go get your mana first at Conflux Mountain. Now, I would suggest entering through the Holy Mission entrance, which is where I'm circling right here at the base of the mountain. There's a door. They say this is the hardest path because it has the most enemies, but in reality, there's an NPC right by the entrance that will help you fight most of them, so it's really not that bad. On top of that, you can loot all of these enemies for some easy early game silver. And once you've gone through that path and fought all the enemies, you get into the area where you can buy your mana. You need to talk to a watcher to sacrifice some of your health to gain mana. Now, I chose 3 mana for my build because I am not going to be using the Well of Mana skill later on. But if you do plan to use the Well of Mana skill, which basically just boosts your mana capacity, you could probably get by with just using 1 mana. Now, after you've gotten your mana, head on over here to the arrow that says To Hollowed Marsh so that we can go to Monsoon for our next step. Now, once you're in the Hallowed Marsh, you want to make your way north to the city of Monsoon. Hallowed Marsh can be kind of tricky to navigate with all the water, and the water is toxic, so don't take shortcuts. Just know that you can follow these little stones with the suns on them here. They mark the path going north, so if you just follow my path here, you should be just fine. Once you finally made it up to these docks, you just need to go to this lady in the boat here to press F to go to Monsoon. So once you finally made your way to Monsoon, just follow me here to these skill trainers to get the abilities we need to use our chakrams. So first person you'll want to talk to is right here because we need what is called the focus skill in order to use our chakrams. Now this grants you the discipline boon, which is what you need to focus your mind in order to actually use and throw the chakrams. Now that is 500 silver, so make sure you have enough silver before you come here. Once you have focus, you turn around right here and you can actually buy your first chakram ability. So right here in the bottom left, you see Chakram Pierce. Now that is, I believe it's only 50. And you can see here, I've already got the whole skill tree, all 3 Chakram abilities unlocked, and they get better as they go. So the first one is just kind of, you launch the Chakram forward and back, and that's about it. The next one kind of goes side to side, and I'll demonstrate these later in actual combat. And the third one is very, very powerful. It does multiple slices and can really cripple some enemies. So once you have focus, you can build your foundation of your Chakram class, getting Chakram Pierce here. Now, obviously, there are a number of chakrams you can use throughout the game. The one I chose and I suggest as a good early option is the Kazite chakram here. I got it from Ogoy in Berg. But as you can see, it's a pretty solid choice. It's 34 damage, 47 impact, and 1 attack speed. So you can imagine it does a good bit of work, especially if you have all 3 of the chakram abilities unlocked. Now, one thing to note about using mana classes, and I will show you the chakram here in combat in just a second, just so you can see how it actually plays. But worth noting, when using a mana class, you can see in the bottom left here that half of my mana is burned. It's grayed out. I only have half a mana bar. That is because when you sleep, you burn mana. In order to gain mana back, you need to constantly be drinking. If I can get to my cooking pot, all my stuff's in the way. You need to constantly be making soothing teas, which is just simply water and seaweed. Now you can see as soon as I drink that, it says right there to concoction that cures common cold and restores burnt mana. So if you watch the bottom left, as soon as I drink that, boom, gives me a quarter of my burnt mana back. So that is huge. Keep a lot of soothing teas on you. They're very easy to make, and it helps you keep your mana bar full. All right, so here we'll actually show you the chakrams in action. We'll get into some combat here. Now remember, always drop your book bag before you go into combat so you can roll better. Remember too, what I said earlier, you need to always use your focus skill before you can use your chakram. So you'll notice E, R, and 3 are my chakram abilities, or my hotkeys. They're all grayed out right now. As soon as I hit 2, which is my focus skill, I can then use them. So always use it before you go into combat. Always lock on. And you'll see R is just a simple back and forth. E does a kind of slice attack. And then 3 does a massive attack like that, which does quite a bit of damage. So I'm not even going to use my weapon. I'm just going to use the chakram, and I'll take these guys out rather easily. There's one. The only thing is you see the cooldown on them. The higher tier chakram ability you get, the longer the cooldown is, but the more damage it does. Oh, I missed that one. That's okay. That'll happen. So it's all about just dodging, and then right when you dodge, use a chakram. You have to be somewhat close. They don't have a whole lot of range. And there you have it. My weapon is sheathed. I didn't even use it. All I did was use my offhand chakram, and I easily took those guys out. So there you have it, everyone. Those are the basics to a chakram build. Now, obviously, down the line, you can get better chakrams with more damage. You can get more skills and abilities to build your class out even more. But that is the foundation you need to make a good chakram class in Outward. Now, thank you for watching. Hopefully, you found it helpful. If you liked the video, please drop a like and subscribe, and comment in the sections down below on what you would like to see next, because I will be making more Outward tips and tricks videos. Thank you very much again. I also stream on Twitch, on twitch.tv/THREEEJAY. Yes, that's 3 E's. Thank you again. Until next time.